All right. We want to welcome everyone to Sports Fan Talk from GLX Sports. I'm your humble host, Big G.
I'm Raider Mike in the house.
And it's your boy, the Young Architect.
Yes. We're back again, everybody, for another week. And this week we got we got NBA Finals. We got a lot of other stories to share, but we're gonna start it off with them there Warriors and Celtics, man. After game one, it seemed like everybody counted us out. But after game two, things look a little different. Looking a little different now. You know what I mean? Raider Mike, what you think about that there?
Like I said before, the first game, the Warriors just got that lead and got comfortable, went cold and couldn't get back hot. And that's why Boston was hot. Boston was shooting the lights out, which I said that Boston would not do again. And I was true to form, just like I said today, they did not shoot well today. The Horford only had 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
He had 26, 6 for 8 off threes. He wasn't nothing. He was a shell of that today. You know what I'm saying? The Warriors got into their offense and did what the Warriors do. They score points. They outscore the opposition. That's just bottom line. And Curry went for 29. Probably could have went for more if they'd kept, some bullets in a blowout. He could have probably had 40. If needed to, he could have went for 40. But the Warriors, all in all, I still say they still in good shape to win it 4 games to 2, to say just the way I said it anyway. Just bottom line. I don't care where they playing at. I don't think that matters. It matters if the Warriors don't turn the ball over. That's the Warriors thing. If they don't turn the ball over, they roll over people, for real. You have no chance to get back in the game.
Yes. I agree.
So that's all I'm saying. Everybody, all them Boston people I was talking to and these haters, I'm not a Warriors fan, but I'm not a hater. I recognize greatness like I've always said. And the other people better stop fooling themselves and recognize. That's all I have to say.
All right. Young Architect, what you got on it?
I think the big takeaway from this game was the Warriors. They won the turnover battle. They still were in double digits. I mean, they had 12, but they caused the Celtics to have 18 of them. Everywhere else, they kind of shot similar. They both shot 40% from 3. And, it's crazy. This game, Clay actually had a bad game. You know what I'm saying? He only had 11 points in 30 minutes. And that's not going to happen on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine, you got Steph going in, you got Clay going. That's hard to stop. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at it on the Celtics side. Obviously, Jason Tatum, he had 28, but he had a bad night. And not a lot of people looking to the plus-minus side or the analytical side of it, but he was minus 36 on the night. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Missed a couple of free throws. He kind of didn't look like the Jason Tatum we saw throughout the Eastern Conference, playoffs. Al Horford, we knew Al Horford's first game. That wasn't going to be a regular thing. Jaylen Brown, he kind of got shook up, and then the same thing with Marcus Smart. He didn't play well either. I don't expect this team to play like this next game. I know it's going to be a dogfight every game, but when you have someone, you can see this series that Steph is being more so of a leader. And he doesn't necessarily do it vocally, but on the court, it shows that he is that leader and he's leading that team. I was joking around with my homies. I was like, Steph is playing for that finals MVP because, right now he's averaging just about 34 first game, 29 this game, and he's not shooting terrible. He's actually shooting pretty decent. I think going forward, if the Warriors continue to play like this, Draymond, he contributes on the offensive side more. He had 9 points tonight, which we need him in between that 9 to 15 range, you know what I'm saying, in order to get the ball rolling. And then again, Klay Thompson, we know he's going to get started. Jordan Poole, we all know what he gives us. You know what I'm saying? I think that addition of getting Gary Payton II back, I think that was a big factor as well. I think all in all, man, I think this is going to be a hell of a series. But again, I'm with Raider Mike, man. I think it's going to be 4-2. You know what I'm saying? I think the Warriors are going to take it.
Oh, I like that. No, I agree with both of you guys. One thing that I saw in that first game that I didn't see this game was you can clearly see the difference between West Coast basketball basketball and East Coast basketball on a lot of occasions. East Coast teams like to bring physicality to the game. They're like, they think everything on the West Coast is soft to try to punk you.
Yep.
And I saw that in that first game, man. It just really they applied the pressure to Poole. Poole didn't look like he belonged, in that type of high-level game. In the first game, turning the ball over. I mean, there's one play I remember Marcus Smart just snatched the ball from him. Like, give me that shit. Like, you little punk, you know what I mean? And just I was just like, all right, if this dude don't get it together, he's not going to contribute not going to contribute anything, and it's going to hurt us. But, this game he played with force. The whole team. I saw Williams, he kept trying to get at Draymond, try to get him that little second foul to give him that tech, you know what I mean? But Draymond played it smart. He knew what they were trying to do, so he didn't. And then to you guys' point also, first game, Horford, 26, White, 21, Smart, 18. Second game, Horford, 2, White, 12, Smart, 2. They came back down to earth. And I don't think they'll play that bad going forward, but they damn sure not going to play like they did in that first game, man. White was looking like freaking Craig Hodges shooting threes, you know what I'm saying? And that's not going to happen every game. Dude is solid, but he'll come back down to earth. And they're going to play better in Boston, but for whatever reason, like people say, they tend to lose home games, man. You know what I mean? We know the Warriors can get over there and get one. So going to be interesting. I'm not jumping off of what I said from the beginning. I said Warriors in 6. I still believe it. I believe we can go over there and get at least one. You know what I mean? I think game 3 would be pivotal. If we could apply the pressure to them and have it close going into the fourth quarter, I think we can get them. So, we'll see how it goes, fellas. It's yet to be seen. But regardless, it's going to be a good series. Good back and forth. We'll see how it goes. And we're going to move right along to something a little more somber, man. My boy, Barbarian, Marion the Barbarian. And, they found him, unresponsive, deceased in his apartment in Frisco, Texas. Guess they did a wellness check and found out, he had passed away. So, Architect, I'll let you lead us off on that. I know I had you watching The Barbarian as a young man, you know what I mean? So
yeah, man. I remember growing up, sitting on the couch right next to you, man, watching your Cowboys. And man, they had a nice little squad. They had Romo, they had Dez Bryant, Miles Austin. But Marion Barber, man, the Barbarian. It's funny because him and Marshawn Lynch have such a similar run style, you know what I'm saying, where they don't shy away from contact. And he had the greatest 2-yard run I've ever seen, you know what I mean? And that was against that Patriot team that went undefeated that year. You know what I'm saying? I just remember them playing it back over and over again. And you look at all those names that even had an attempt to tackle him: Rodney Harrison, Vince Wilfork. You know what I'm saying? The list could go on, and especially for that year for the Patriots. But Marion Barber, for what he was in the NFL, man, he was a hell of a physical runner. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of when you look at a lot of physical backs or a lot of running backs in general, most of them, they don't want that contact. You know what I'm saying? They might give you a little stick every now and again, but it's far and few between where you see a running back who invites the contact. You know what I'm saying? Who isn't really, worried about, whether I'm gonna get hurt or whatever. He's looking to hurt somebody. And Marion Barber definitely embodied that. He was a hell of a running back. I still remember one time he scored a touchdown. He tried to do a backflip and he landed on his head. And I was just like, I was sitting there like, damn, man, like, he shouldn't have did that. Like, you know what I mean? But, rest in peace to him, man. Condolences to his family.
All right. Ready, Mike?
Well, that's y'all. I do know some things about Marion Barber. I know he went to the University of Minnesota, and I know he played for Dallas. But like I said, R.I.P. And, thoughts and prayers out to his family, friends, and everybody, because I know his running style that he had, took a toll on him. Why he only played, 8 years? I think it took a toll on him. 8 or
7
9.
years.
Seven.
Yeah, well, 7. It took a toll on his body. You know,
Yeah.
he said he was just contact every play. I mean, you know, he looked for contact. But I remember when he was in his prime, but his legs, I think his legs just went dead after a while, you know, he so much contact, you know. And it's just sad that that happened to him. I don't know if, like I said, he had any other, he didn't have any mental health issues or nothing like that, or something like that, did he?
He may have.
He may have had something, or, you know, how that, what's that stuff that they get from,
CTE.
yeah, the CTE. You know, he may have had that too. You know, they don't know. I mean, you know, all of these players have suffered, a lot of players have suffered from that. And it's sad that happened to him, you know, and nobody's there with him, you know. That's just like that happened to Demaryius Thomas, even though he had a brain aneurysm or whatever they said, or seizure or whatever. I think it might have been seizure, you know, that when there's nobody there for it, you know. And it's just unfortunate, but my thoughts and prayers are out to his family and, like I said, his friends. And he was a good running back for Dallas. He was really good for Dallas. So I do remember seeing him punching in the short yardage back and just doing all the dirty work.
Yes,
Man.
indeed.
I didn't realize he was so young either.
Yeah, 38. No, but a little bit about him, you know, I mean, he was drafted in 2005 in the 4th round. You know, like you said, we played for the Cowboys for 6 years and played 1 with the Bears. You know, for his career, he had 59 touchdowns and then 4,780 yards. And in 2007, he made the Pro Bowl with 975 yards and 10 TDs. You know, he led the Cowboys with 10, you know, and he's a legacy player. His dad played for the Jets. He had I think an uncle or a cousin that played in the NFL. And also his son was good, Marion Barber the 4th, I think, or 3rd or whatever. He was good too, University of Minnesota. I believe he's a DB in the NFL now. So, you know, they got good genes. He's a legacy guy, but after he was done playing football, he had a little trouble in his life afterwards. In 2014, he was you know, he was detained by the police. It's a trip because I looked up the article again today and it seemed a little, I couldn't find what I originally found. Like maybe about a year or 2 ago, I was just wondering what's up with him. Like, you know, every now and then, you know, you have a favorite player or a singer or actor you haven't seen in a while. You just look up like, hey, what's going on with them? So I looked up Marion Barber and I saw an article. It was basically saying that he rammed into a truck. Like he used his body like he was going into, you know, trying to score a touchdown type shit, just running into the truck. Like, and I was just like, whoa. And then I heard, you know, he got hospitalized on, you know, also mental illness type of thing. And
doing something like that, yeah.
Yeah, but see, when I tried to look it up again recently, because I knew we were going to talk about him, I didn't see that. I saw them talking about the incident, you know, where he got taken in, but it never mentioned him running into the truck.
Gotcha.
So I don't know what that deal was or whatever, but I also saw just a few days ago, he had to go to court on that incident. And, you know, just watching him talk on camera, man, you could tell, you know, the years have taken a toll on him, you know, talking a little slower. You can tell he had his wits about him, you know, as much as you can when you're talking slower and you're moving slower. But, you know, you never know. For me, I'm like, it definitely, I could smell some CTE going on somewhere in there. You know, just look at the violence he played with and his life after football. And then one thing that really struck me was a simple fact that they said that they found him dead in his apartment. I'm just thinking like, damn, how do you play 7 years in the NFL, man? All you got is an apartment, you ain't got a house. You know what I mean? I was just like, damn. So, you know, it kind of telltale stuff that just let you know, man, things may not have been all that great in this world, but, you know, like I said, he was the original beast mode, man. He was beast mode before beast mode. You know, Marshawn is the ultimate beast mode, but I guarantee you he has an appreciation for Marion Barber for the way he ran the football, you know. So, like we said, rest in power, young man, you know, 38 years old. I'm like, God dang, that's a young dude, man. You know, and then as far as the cause of death, they don't know. They're just saying it's unattended death at a location. Whatever the hell that means, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So things will probably develop, things will come out, and we'll learn more later. But, RIP to that young man. You know what I mean? And then speaking of RIP, we got another one, Jeff Gladney. Young brother got into a car accident, and passed away too recently. He is only 25. I was just like, God dang, what's going on, man? Raider Mike, tell me something, man.
Well, that happened on, what was that, Monday morning, something like that. I heard about that. It flashed on my phone, and I was like, what? Because him and his girlfriend both got killed. It was like at 2:25 in the morning. I think it was Sunday night or something like that. They hit some beam thing, and the other car that they struck, those two people were fine.
Yeah.
No injuries. Them two, they ran, him and his girlfriend, they both died at the scene, I guess, of the accident and it was in Dallas, Texas, because I was just still, looking a little up at in Dallas County, Dallas County Sheriff's was talking about it. It was in Dallas County. So, man, that's messed up. He was only 25, and his girlfriend, I don't know, was she 26? Something like that. And that's a tragedy. I mean, for something like that to happen to other people who got hit, didn't nothing happen to them. They're fine.
Yeah, I saw that.
And goes to show, I mean, I don't know, they were speeding. I believe car went out of control or something. And that's the thing, young people like to speed and drive fast, and it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh, it's dangerous for me or you to do it, but it's double dangerous because they just drive, and it's a thrill to drive fast, and sometimes we have to be responsible in knowing that if we go get out of control, that something can happen. And unfortunate that happened to him. Prayer for his family and his girlfriend's family, and this is gonna be that's gonna hurt for a long time.
Yeah.
Because he has a promising career. He's a good corner, and he was really starting to come into his own, and now this happened. So I don't know if there was any alcohol involved. I didn't see anything in the report about that. Did you hear anything about that? I didn't hear anything about any alcohol
Didn't hear anything about alcohol. Nope.
No drugs or alcohol. I just driving fast, got out of control, hit the man, probably hit it and died on impact.
Yeah.
Hit the thing that hard. And all the other cars that struck them, and they went to the side and hit whatever the thing is, that the beam that they said they hit. That must have been a solid beam or whatever they hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't even know what else to say, man. I'm just kind of tired of hearing. It's just sad to keep hearing these things happen.
Yeah. It's a shame, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I read a little more about it also, and there was speeding involved. And I'm just thinking, like, you got to think, all right, it's 2:28 in the morning, and you're speeding, and you're on the freeway. You know what I mean? Anything could happen. Like when you're 25 years old, you think you're gonna live forever. You take life for granted. So it's a shame because he just signed a new contract with the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. So he's just about to start getting more money and being able to live life. A little more.
Yeah, that's devastating. That's devastating to his family.
And according to all his teammates, he's a good guy. Even his friends at TCU, guess he was friends with Jalen Reagor. They were real good friends. The wide receiver for the Eagles.
Yeah, he said something about. So that's his brother. That's his brother.
Yeah, they were good friends, and it's just a shame. Young architect as the youngest captain of the show, man. What do you think about it?
Man, this one hit kind of close because, shit, I'm 25 myself. You know what I'm saying? I've lost friends due to car accidents and stuff like that. And, I can imagine how, his friends and his family feel. You know what I mean? as someone, who, alluded to Raider Mike, I mean, we do like to drive fast. We do like to, we do feel like we're on top of the world, especially, I mean, look at it. He's a player of that caliber, man. I can only imagine how he's feeling, especially, after going through what he went through in Minnesota, getting cut and getting picked up by the Cardinals, man. You know what I'm saying? He's I bet he was looking at like brand new start, Arizona. You know what I'm saying? They believed in him. I mean, don't get it wrong. He's a first round pick and he was first team all Big 12. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of the 2020 draft. Uh, Man, it's tough, man. It's crazy to see that a lot of people, as far as my generation, my age group, we are passing so young. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
it's really tragic, man. It really is because, as a young man, you don't, these things kind of put your life into perspective that, you never know type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, man, the man was finna turn 26 this year, man, at the end of the year in December. You know what I mean? Like, shit, man, like, I don't know. It kind of puts me at a loss for words because, you know, on one hand, yeah, you feel like you're on top of the world, but on the other hand, it's like you gotta be more careful. You know what I'm saying? You've been blessed with this opportunity, man, and you just gotta be more careful. If I advise to anybody young, anybody my age, young kids, high school, even middle school, whatever, just be careful, man, because in all honesty, especially in today's day and age, man, you never know when your time is, man. You just got to be careful and live life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously enjoy it. But at the same time, bro, you just be careful, you know what I'm saying? Keep your head on straight, you know what I'm saying? And you'll be all right, you know what I'm
Just
saying?
live. You gotta live like you have a future.
Right.
Yeah,
Live
you
like
gotta
I,
you
live,
want to have grandchildren. You know what I'm
you
saying?
yeah,
gotta
you
you
want you want to live that long, but like I said, they need to just leave the fast driving to the NASCAR drivers. That's what they do for a living.
and this is the thing too.
Yeah,
There's a
young
saying
G.
that you should live for the day, but also, I say it like this: enjoy the day, but be sure that you live to see the future. Make sure that you go to you know what I'm saying, you want to see the future as well. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like
in
I
our
said,
day,
man, you
a
just got to
lot
be
of us,
careful.
like me, Mike, you know what I mean, all our peer group, bro, in the little crack. We grew up in the crack era. You know what I'm saying? We're cats. A lot of us didn't think we would live to see 25 just because there was so much death going
Yeah.
on around us. Not like I wasn't heavy in the game or nothing like that. I was in the
Mm-hmm.
game. You know what I'm saying? Mike dibbled and dabbled a little bit. Mike was up in there playing, doing the little thing, whatever. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? The thing is, man, it's like even me being a more square type cat, bro, just like around that time, like we grew up, Tupac is the same age as me. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
that's
So
what I'm saying.
his mentality of like young black men not living the C25, where we all kind of thought that, you know what I mean? For better or for worse, that's kind of the mentality. But your generation, I don't even understand why you guys would think like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
I think
possibilities of making money and doing all this stuff that y'all can do is way greater than us, than what
in
we
all
had,
in all honesty, I sit back and I look at it as, I mean, we're more exposed to a lot of things, especially at a younger age. You know what I'm saying? I know the big thing for my generation is like, we have the internet and whatnot. I
Yep.
think that plays a big factor. You see all these people living life, living these extravagant lives, having the time of their life. And, all of us, we want a piece of that. We definitely, since we see it so much, it's very much in our face, whether that be on our phones, on a computer, on TV, you know what I'm saying? We see it all.
Yeah.
And realistically, man, I mean, I'm sure y'all have heard of this, the 27 Club, where all these famous people, they'll pass at
Yeah.
27. One of my favorite rappers who just so happened to pass, Juice World, he came out with a song. He was like, it's not even the 27 Club. A lot of people in my generation, they're not living to see 21. You know what I'm saying? Um, and just to sit back and really think about a young man, and at the time he was about 19 when he said that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to sit back and see that somebody so young is realizing that people in our generation, we're more reckless and carefree. Albeit, to a certain degree, I feel like you can be carefree, but at the same time, you got to keep in your head that, you know what I'm saying, anything can happen. So you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? I don't think a lot of people my age, you know what I'm saying, really think that you got to be careful because, you know, like I said, we have all this stuff at our fingertips. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Everything's just so accessible.
That's a nice build on that, man. I don't want to take the show down, you know,
Yeah,
RIP Lane and everything, but you know, we want to definitely give rest and power to both of them brothers, man, and kind
absolutely.
of shed light
Absolutely.
on different things. You know what I mean? It's tragic to see any young people pass away, but definitely, you know, we're all heavily melanated over here. So seeing some heavily melanated brothers pass away,
And they're
yeah,
young too, man.
it's always sad. But we're gonna switch it up a little bit, man. We're gonna keep it pushing a little. We'll stay in the football realm, you know, and we'll move on to see what do you think of Odell Beckham Jr.'s chances of getting signed to another team, or is it is another team taking a chance by signing the young man? You know what I'm saying? Architect, you know, you kind of wordy tonight. So let's see, keep it rolling, man. Let me see, what do you have on this? Do you think another
Qu-
team basically is taking a chance on signing the man, or is it worth signing him?
in all honesty, I think it's worth it. Because, I mean, you saw, obviously, we all saw the debacle in Cleveland, but you saw when he got to the Rams, he got with a real team who believed in him wholeheartedly, no backdoor stuff, none of this, whatever. Um, you saw he's evolved as a player and as a man. Kind of kept his head down. Obviously, he was still very much himself. Shit, you watched the Super Bowl before the injury. Everybody, including his teammates, they knew he was going to win the Super Bowl MVP. You know, he very much was that offense.
He is on his
You,
way.
you know what I'm saying? I think, you know, if you sign a player like Odell, obviously he's coming back from injury, and we all know he's had his fair share of injuries. But if you have him in another role where he can, you know what I'm saying, he can shine, not necessarily, not necessarily being the number one, but having that aura of I am a number one receiver alongside another realist, like solidified number one. I think, you can't pass up on that man's talents because you've seen what he's done. You've seen what he's capable of. You know what I'm saying? Odell, he's one of those freaks of nature, man. He's very, very good at football. You know what I'm saying? People like to bring in his characteristics and his antics, as they call them, or whatever. But I mean, if you look at it, that's a passionate dude who love to play the game, man. I think whoever signs Odell Beckham, man, I think they're gonna get a hell of a player. Especially that man's a hardworking man. You know what I'm saying? He's a different man now. He didn't have a kid. You know what I'm saying? He takes life more serious. You know what I'm saying? He's got a better head on his shoulders. He's not the same kid. I'm tired of people saying that, oh, look at how he was in New York. That's not who he is now. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you look at it in Cleveland and if you look at it in LA, that's a totally different man, bro. And I think he's only evolved as a football player. Now, I feel like, given the right situation, Odell will shine again. But, it all depends on which team is willing to take that chance on him coming back from that injury.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. You know what I mean? Raider Mike, what do you think?
Well, I think once he heal up, he'll be fine. But I think the Rams going to end up signing him again and probably get him a little discount because of the injury. I think they're going to wait for him. He'll be ready sometime with probably mid-season, sometime during the season like they just got him. And I think the Rams is going to sign him the same way they just did, to have extra firepower.
Think he gonna give him a little double check discount, huh?
Yeah, that's what, come on, man. The Rams trying to save some money, and ain't nobody signed him yet. And I guarantee, McVay, he already got the offensive plan for him. He already fit the offense. He fit everything that they doing. Just look what he did in the playoffs. Look what he really did in the Super Bowl. He's a different person because he got, he was very passionate. He was very, see him crying on the sideline after he got hurt when he really he wanted it bad.
Yeah.
And I saw that in his eyes that he really wanted it. And I was so glad for him that the Rams had won that Super Bowl because he really gave them everything he had until he got injured. Because if he was on his way to 100-something yard night, possibly 2-3 touchdowns because they couldn't lay a glove on him that game. you know. So I think he has been matured the way that he needed to, you know, because he got with the right team, and the Rams fit him. That team is a good fit for him, and I'm guaranteeing the Rams will sign him once he's cleared.
Guaranteed, huh?
I guarantee, yeah, because I mean it's a discount. Come on, Greg, it's like a devil count. You know, it's a discount because they know, hey, we'll just give you $5 million. We'll give you a little $5 million or something to sign for 1 year for the rest of this year. And I think that happens and he soars again like he just did. So I've always been a fan of Odell Beckham Jr. I just knew when he went to Cleveland, it wasn't the right fit. I just knew it. I just said, nah, that's not the fit for him. You know, I just knew it because of the quarterback, cockiness of the quarterback. And it's shown now that the quarterback ain't playing right now. So, you know, he's still on Cleveland, but he's like a lame duck player right now.
That man's on Nolan. That man, he ain't got a team right now.
Well, I know. Well, they just got him there just for, okay, Deshaun Watson going to do some couple of suspensions, but he's still not going to play. They're going to play.
Jacoby
Brissett is going to play. Of course, they just trying to move him. And I think he will move at some point before training camp to like Carolina, I think. That's where I think. But that's it.
Okay. You know what? Let me pull my shoulder out a little bit and say, I mean, I think the Rams are the best fit, yeah. But you know what? I think he would be good in Green Bay, man, too, also. If Aaron Rodgers can get his hands on him and he'll be on grass for at least half the season, you know what I'm saying? So with them 2 torn ACLs, be nice on some little grass, you know what I mean? I think the Rams, I know, is there grass or they field turf? I'm not sure.
They're turf.
They're turf. Now the Raiders got grass.
Yeah. Hey.
We got grass. He can come on the last.
He can come on down.
Wait a minute.
We got grass, Gregory.
Yes. Because, you know, when you look at his history, like 2014, hamstring, he missed game. 2017, ankle. 2018, quad. 2020, 2021 is ACL. So, you know, playing on some grass will help the man. You know what I mean? Playing on turf does not help. So, I didn't even think of the Raiders. You know what I mean? That would be a nice little landing spot for him, too. You know what I mean? I wouldn't, you know, I don't have a horse in the race. So, if he played there, that'll be cool. But as far as like a place with some grass,
Green Bay.
But I just think, you know, I think Aaron Rodgers is a little better than Derek Carr. Aaron can get you that ball, you know what I'm saying? But the drawback is, who the hell wants to be playing in Green Bay in December? You know what I'm saying? Cold.
Torn ACLs and everything.
You know what I'm saying?
He can come on to Vegas, take that little $5 million discount, and come on and do it.
I will say this.
Hold on. Y'all, let me retweak it a little bit. Because I didn't think about the weather that much. I think, you know, Las Vegas might be a good spot for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's warmer out there. You own grass. You know, I don't think the Rams is automatic. I mean, he's going to weigh his options. LA is LA. You know what I'm saying? He's cool with LeBron, too. LeBron, the new billionaire. We'll get on that later. You know what I'm saying? Odell's big time as far as, like, lights, camera, action. So, but he got his ring already. So, you know, who knows what he may be thinking. But I was going to say Green Bay, but I'll look at Vegas too as other options. I don't think LA is negotiating with themselves. I don't think it's Rams or bust. I think he's looking to see what's the best fit for him. So, hey, man, Las Vegas, Green Bay, you know what I mean? Hey, you know, you never know.
I will say this. Don't be surprised.
Tampa Bay, shoot, who knows? Don't count out Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tampa Bay, yeah. Another one.
I will say this, and I will say the dark horse, and I mean, this is a shot in the dark, and I mean, I can't see about 3 feet in front of me. I'm going to say this. We saw players go home this season.
Oh, you mean the New Orleans
teams? And the reason being, don't get me wrong, they have We don't know as far as the head coaching situation.
Finish it up.
Jarvis went home. Tyrann Mathieu went home. You know what I'm saying? He's very, very cool with both of them. Obviously, we know him and Jarvis.
They both went to the Saints?
Yes.
Oh, I did not, I didn't know that.
They all played at LSU together. Odell got his ring. Why not go home?
And that's another one.
Yeah,
but it's on turf. It's on turf.
It's on turf, but it's still at home. I'm almost positive Odell.
Jameis is so wishy-washy. You know what I mean? What do you do if your career was in the balance? Would you put it in Jameis Winston's hands?
Absolutely not. But I'm banking on the fact that he get to play with his friends at home.
And the quiet as kept, we talked about Baker earlier. He may decide to sign with them because they're saying that Jameis is still limping in practice, and Baker's Mayfield's agent may be looking at the Saints like, hey, that might be a destination for us because this cat over here, he's still limping. So
he ain't go. Well, Odell not gonna go there.
Yeah, Odell ain't going there if they get Baker, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, no, I don't know about that, but I'm just saying, just for the fact of the play at home, you know what I'm saying? He got his ring. So
yeah, very true. Very
shot
true.
In the dark. Shot in the dark.
But I'm thinking if you people out there, all three of you in the live chat, and then I would say either it's going to be LA. Of course, that's number one, or Las Vegas, or Green Bay, or Tampa Bay. I think one of those four spots.
When Tom asked you to come.
Oh, don't count out Kansas. Don't count out Kansas City either because they still.
Nah, he ain't going there.
Oh, it's on grass.
Yep,
it's on grass.
Going there. He ain't gonna go there though.
You don't.
Well, okay. What's your reasoning? Why wouldn't he go there?
He don't want him to go there.
Too cold, Gregory. And like you said,
he played in New York.
Yeah, I know, but he ain't gonna go.
Green Bay is colder than Kansas City.
Yeah, I know. Green Bay is colder. Is why I told you he ain't going there either. I told you
why.
Because
I think you might be scared. You might be scared if you go there. What might
well, we ain't got to play him, so it's okay with me. I don't care where he go. He can go to Alaska and play.
He go to Kansas City, man. You get Patrick Mahomes on BJ, man. Patrick Mahomes be running around the field making up his own plays. Odell don't.
Yeah, but Odell ain't gonna be ready for till mid-season, right?
Hey, they might not need him till mid-season. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
you never know. I said,
but
don't count him out.
No, I just
whoever get him mid-season is gonna be adding a weapon.
Well, exactly. I heard a little thing they're citing in Vegas. He was in Vegas not that long ago, so I count that out.
Some of that pip game.
He was house shopping in Vegas, huh?
I don't know if he was house shopping, but I remember a month or two ago, he was out in Vegas. So who knows?
That's what I'm saying. We never know. We never know.
We don't know what Josh McDaniels is cooking up.
I will say, whoever gets Odell, man, I think, you know what I'm saying, they're going to get a hell of a receiver.
It'll be a worthwhile addition, man. I mean, how could you lose? The only thing is working out the contract. How do you pay? You know what I'm saying? What's going to go? It has to be an incentive-laden contract.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you don't want to just, put upfront money for somebody who had 2 torn ACLs.
No, you're not going to put up. No, absolutely not. They're not going to do that. We can give them $5 million and tell them you get you a little. You can make it with a chance to make about $10 million in incentive, $5 more million in incentives or something. Come on over here and let's go get this trophy.
Go get this paper. Yes.
Because truth be told, he don't need money.
I like it.
Yeah, he don't.
All right, so let's do this. Architect, where's he gonna land?
Shit. I'm gonna say Vegas. Just because I want him there. You know what I'm saying? No, realistically, I'll say Kansas City.
That ain't a realistic one. You should have stick with the one what you just said.
No, I'm gonna say Kansas City just because I think he'll like Patrick Mahomes better.
No, Gage. No. What do you say? Brandon Mike, what do you say?
I say he'd come to Vegas and play with Devontae Adams. I'm just trying to tell you. You're gonna come play with Devontae Adams and Darren Waller. How would you not
don't count out Hunter
and Renfro and third and Renfro? I mean, the boy Renfro is I'm telling you, Renfro. I don't care if people have slept on him. The boy is good.
Yeah, I like Renfro. He's a little crafty mode. He reminds me of Timbo. He's a little crafty mode. I'm gonna go with Green Bay, man. I think Aaron Rodgers needs a weapon. I think they're gonna pursue that young man. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
they ain't never got Aaron Rodgers a weapon.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think they're gonna get him a weapon, man. I think they get him a
All
weapon.
right.
I mean, I'm probably way off because realistically, I probably see him more. Yeah, Raider Mike, when you brought that up, that was a good point. I think I see him more in Vegas. But
Yeah.
I'll say Green Bay. I'll say Green Bay.
Yeah. All right.
And we're gonna keep it pushing, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna go LeBron next, but I want to save that because I think we can get down and dirty on that one. We're gonna go into freaking Joe Girardi getting fired as a Phillies manager. And just got fired, what was it, a day or two ago. I'll start us off with this one, man. The thing is, in any sport, I don't give a damn who you are. You need talent to win. You know what I'm saying? And the Phillies supposedly had talent, right? And they took Girardi because he won 4 rings with the Yankees.
Mhm.
He won 4? Yes, he won 4. He won in 96, 98, 99, and 2009. And was manager of the year in 2006 when he was with the freaking Marlins and had a losing record, which got him the Yankees job. So obviously the guy knows baseball, right? So the Phillies tried to use the cheat code and then go through free agency and kind of trying to operate like the Yankees. But the thing is, like, certain teams know their the way they operate. The Yankees know how to put a team together through free agency. You know what I'm saying? But they
spend
also
that money.
they'll spend the money, but they mix their draft, you know what I mean? Their draft picks in there with it, like a Derek Jeter or something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That they got their whole booyah base, and then they add on top, kind of like the Warriors. Like we'll have Steph, Dre, Clay, and we add on top of that. So the Phillies tried to use a cheat code and is like, oh, let's sign Bryce Harper, Zach Wheeler, freaking Kyle Schwarber, Aaron Nola. Didn't work out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, Bryce Harper, he's getting $26 million, right? Per year. You can say he's pulling his weight, I guess, but Bryce Harper, I got a little issue with, but I'll talk about that later. But he's getting $26 million. He's batting .309 with 13 HRs and 40 RBIs. And we're only in June. So Bryce Harper is probably going to get about 40 home runs. And if he bats over 300, of course, that's good. And he'll have over 100 RBIs. So he'll put up numbers. You know what I mean? And Zach Wheeler, he's getting $26 million also. But his record is 4-3 with an ERA of 3.14, which is somewhat respectable. If you have a low 3-point-something ERA, that's respectable. 57 inning pitch, 67 million. I mean, 67 million, 67 strikeouts. But if I'm paying you 26 million, I need a little more than that. You need to be more dominant than freaking 4-3. Then JT Real Muto, wherever the hell that is, because I don't follow baseball that closely, because I want to see some more brothers on the field, which in 3 minutes of funk, you'll see what I'm talking about. He's making $23.8 million, batting .253 with 3 freaking home runs and 19 RBIs. Like, bruh, that's like $10 million a year. You know what I'm saying? So he's very overpaid. Nick Castellanos, $20 million, batting .244, 7 HRs, 29 RBIs. He's garbage. Just like Real Muto. You know what I'm saying? Schwarber, who, if you remember when the Cubs was doing that thing, Schwarber was the dude.
Man,
Yeah.
batting 200.
He was a hitter.
2016.
You know what
When
I'm
they won the
saying? He
World
was a hitter.
Series.
Exactly. He's getting 19 million. What do you think his batting average is?
That man batting 200, man.
No.
Less than that.
He's batting 197.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
he's just a role player to me. He was a role player for the Cubs. That's where he fits best. He got overpaid.
That's the thing with baseball players. You could be a role player and you can be tricked into getting more money type of thing. You know what I mean? But he does have 14 HRs, which is
leading
more
the
than
team.
Harper. So, and he has, but Harper has 40 RBIs and he has 27. And then the capper is Aaron Nola. You know what I mean? Aaron Nola is making $15 million a year, and he's 3-4 with a 3.92 ERA, 66 innings pitched, 79 strikeouts. Bottom line, I'm reading you all that stuff to say, if you're a manager and you're managing chicken shit, you can't give us chicken salad, man. It's just chicken shit. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like in New York, if they're paying you, they're going to be on you. They're going to expect more from you. In Philly, you don't really, I mean, I don't know. Philadelphia is supposed to be a hard market where they get down and dirty on their players to perform. But, you know, we're in the Bay. I don't hear anything about them talking bad about any of these players. You know what I'm saying? So they have like a, what, 200 and something $million payroll, and their record is 25 and 29, and they're in third places. They're in third place, and they're 10 and a half games out of first. Is that the manager's fault? I guess ultimately you got to take the downfall because he probably can't motivate these guys to be what they need to be to win. You know, it's going to be interesting to see if whoever their interim coach is, I think, what was his name, Rob Thompson, if he can get them to play, if he can get them to play their potential.
That's not the Giants' ex-player, is it?
It might be. Might be. Like I said, until baseball puts more brothers on the field, man, I'm not going to follow it closely. But I thought this was interesting because Girardi, he proved that he can coach. You know what I mean? For that Marlins team, which had no talent, he won Manager of the Year coaching them, which got him the Yankees job. So he knows. We know he could. We know he can coach. And with this Philadelphia team, they're just underachieving. You know.
Right. Still early though.
Raider Mike, what do you think? It's still early. So what's up? You think they're gonna make the playoffs?
Hell no. But anyway, we'll get that out the way. Let's get that out the way right now. They ain't making the playoff. They're gonna end up being third place in that division. And I don't even, like I said, I don't watch baseball and follow it as much as I used to, but I do watch. I catch glimpses every day, every night. I'm watching to see who's in first place. You say, I do that, but I'm just like I said, I'm not interested as much as I used to be once I found out the statistic of how many black baseball players are playing. It's just kind of like, it's just like downright wrong. And I can't really get off into the MLB like that. I haven't even been to an A's game yet, and I don't know when I'm going. When they do the Dave Stewart thing, I'll go. Like you said, Greg. When they do the Dave Stewart thing, maybe I'll go. I'll go to that. Because
exactly.
I just feel I don't think how you can put it on the manager. All he does, y'all blaming them general manager. You the one who brought those players in here. You don't want to pay all them fools all that money. Well, why don't you take some of this heat? Why didn't you get fired or get reprimanded before going out here and getting these players that's underachieving? Or, as far as the pitchers go, Barber might not have the average, but at least he got the home runs. But he's, to me, like I said, you went out and got a player that's a platoon player that comes in and he can hit in spots and play good in certain parts of the season. That's what Schroeder do. That's how he played for the Cubs. How the Cubs won that World Series. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was good for that. But going back to the manager, Girardi, like I said, he was proven. He won 4 rings. How does he knows how to coach. It's all about the general manager. You guys spent your money in the wrong spots. And it's still early, not to say that they might not pan out. You got rid of him before you even let him get a chance for it to pan out. They didn't have any patience. You have to have patience in baseball. It's just not going to happen overnight. I don't care if you're in Philadelphia, you're in New York.
I mean, he was there for 3 years. Shit.
Yeah, bro. He's there for 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then that's why. But Garrett Cole, look at the Yankees. I got to get Garrett Cole out of UCLA. I thought to say the Yankees wasting money on that fool. That fool pitching like money right now.
Yeah.
So, no, all in all, like I said, I don't really pay too much attention to them Philadelphia, any of the teams, but especially them. Especially, because they fans are hard-nosed fans, but the fans are hard-nosed for nothing because y'all gonna be in third place. And that's the bottom line. That's it.
Yes, yes. Architect. Bring it home.
I like y'all. I haven't really paid attention to baseball over the last few years, um, but I do know, obviously I know Joe Girardi from those New York Yankee years and whatnot, and like how he had those teams cracking. But if you look at it, ever since he got to Philly, I mean, they weren't great. He had that with his second season. I think they went 82 and 80 or something like that. Within his 3 years, man, he's 132 and 141. And leading that team to 82 and 80, they were still 8 games out of the wild card. You know what I'm saying? And if you have that talent, you have Bryce Harper, who obviously if you look around the MLB, like he's one of those guys that people talk about or whatever. But it's kind of like somebody's got to be the scapegoat. You know what I mean? And Joe Girardi, he just so happened to be the one. And by no means, this doesn't mean that Joe Girardi can't coach. You know what I'm saying? It might, like you said, the front office. You know what I'm saying? They could be dysfunctional and they didn't know what they were doing. Building this team. Maybe Joe Girardi, maybe he gave his all, and it just wasn't panning out. Even Reese Hoskins, you know what I'm saying? He came out and he's like, by no means he said, this is a quote, he said, by no means am I saying we've done everything right. You know what I'm saying? Of course we haven't. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't be having the conversation of, them firing Joe Girardi. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to professional sports, it's about results. And when the results aren't there, somebody's got to go. And this just so happened to be, you know what I'm saying, that man, Joe.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's one of those things, man. Like,
he'll have another job, though.
When it comes to any type of sports or whatever, it's always somebody's getting fired if the team's not doing well. It could be the coach, like it's usually the usual suspects. Is like if it's football, you trade the quarterback, fire the GM and fire the coach type of thing. Baseball, get rid of the coach or the GM. Basketballs, get rid of the coach, GM. You know what I'm saying? In football, the intangible is usually they'll get rid of the quarterback or the GM or the coach. You know what I'm saying? So someone's got to take the downfall. Like I said, Girardi's going to find another job. Someone's going to hire him.
Oh, for sure.
Most likely, for him, he has the luxury of being able to kick back and go into the booth and call games and do all that, or wait for the perfect opportunity where he sees a team that's good enough for him to take over. So he'll land on his feet. He'll be fine,
Yep.
Moving right along. Red and Mike, we're going to talk about your boy, LeBron, the first active billionaire, you know what I mean, still playing in the NBA. That man, got a lot of bread. They just announced that this week. What do you think about that, brother?
He the modern day Wizard Kelly, huh? You ain't watched the Proud Family, Gregory, old Wizard Kelly. You know who Wizard Kelly really is? That's Magic Johnson.
That's Magic, yeah.
That's Magic. All you see that was from the neck down. You don't see him from the neck down, Gregory.
That's it.
All you see is that purple suit. But you know what I'm saying? But LeBron, I mean, I got to give it to him. I mean, congratulate him for being that. He's a good businessman. He's smart. And this guy ain't got no degree. Now, look, what does that tell you? And it tell you, I mean, it's good to go to college and get your degree. And I'm not saying that it's not every kid. If you got to go to college to get it, go and get it. But look at this. What just happened? This is all God. That's all God right there. That's how LeBron is where he is right now. He's a great basketball player, not a good GM, not a good coach. So we know that. Let's get that out the way. Let's get that out the way right now. He's horrible in those 3 phases. Leave that shit alone and just do what you're doing. But I commend him, and I mean, it's just a like.
Keep going. I'm about to change the dials on my little crock pot real quick. Okay, keep going because I can hear you.
You know, there's something good for young black men and young basketball players to strive for. You know, to go out and do what LeBron James is doing. I mean, and I think it's a wonderful thing. I don't see anything wrong with it. you know, just as long as it doesn't affect his basketball play, his head don't go other places. But I don't think so. LeBron is very focused and grounded.
Yep.
You know, and he will, like I said, I mean, I think it's good. But as far as basketball play and all the stuff, I mean, damn, how I'm a billionaire. Mike and them didn't do it until after they stopped playing. LeBron is still actively, like you said, Gregory, playing and has turned to a billionaire.
It's not even Mike and them. It's only Mike.
It's only Mike. Well, just more because you Mike generally a billionaire from selling them damn Jordans too. Shit, that and whatever else things Michael Jordan got going on, but them Jordans alone, you know, well, them things gonna be around when we gone. Jordan's gonna be around when cars start flying.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if the LeBron James shoes may be around that long. They just might.
They will.
But I think they will. He's gonna be like a Jordan household name as far as his shoes go and everything that is about LeBron, that's attached to LeBron. He will go down as the greatest basketball player ever, I believe. I don't care what y'all saying. I know what I have to say about MJ, but that's just my personal feeling about. I didn't want LeBron on the Lakers, and I still don't want him on the Lakers. Why? Because it's stunning our group. We won that one ship, but I think LeBron would be better off elsewhere. And see, when Magic Johnson built our team, you know, it was built the way it was supposed to be built. That was Jenny Bus and Jim busted effed us up. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't making no excuses up. We didn't make the playoffs. We look horrible. But LeBron, I got kudos out to you and congratulations. Just keep doing what you're doing. But if you're going to play one more year in LA, my advice is to have a Coke, a smile, and let the coach coach. I was going to say the other thing, but we was going to say just let the coach coach. And then you'll be fine. How about that?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Is that all right?
I'll let Architect let you go last on this one, man. I'll throw some stuff out there. I'll say congrats to the cat because I remember early on in his career, someone asked him about one of his goals, and he said to be a billionaire, and people kind of scoffed at that shit and laughed at it. You know what I'm saying? So for him to actually achieve it, like he said, kudos to him. You know what I mean? As far as it's crazy because if you look at his basketball contracts, they add up to $380 million. So that means 3/4 of what he needed to be a billionaire came from off the court, not basketball playing. You know what I mean? So he had $900 million in endorsements and other business ventures. So you got to give it up to him for that. And, he had a philosophy. So not too long ago, he could have signed a $15 million 4-year deal with McDonald's to be a pitch man for McDonald's. But instead of doing that, he invested in a pizza chain called Blaze. Yep. You know what I mean? And he just became an investor in that money. So, his mindset is different than a lot of people. And you got to give him credit for that. He got $500 million in investments. Spring Hill, which is his movie production company, it's worth $380 million. Then he got $80 million in real estate. So the cat is diversified, and then he's invested in MLB team, Red Sox, soccer team, hockey team. The cat, he's a modern day athlete. He's what a modern day athlete should aspire to be. He's taking his money, and he's not just saying like, all right, I got my money from my salary. I'm going to sit and just live off of what I made from that. That cat's doing a lot off the court, and I'm sure a lot of people looking at him, kudos to him. Next in line, Steph Curry. We'll be hearing about him being a billionaire soon too, because, he has the same mentality as far as endorsements. Everybody laughed at his deal with Under Armour because he had them pediatric looking hoop shoes and shit. But Steph is he has stock in the company. Steph is going to make $1 billion soon also. So kudos to these young athletes, man, doing their thing. LeBron, he's an OG, but somebody who's young or coming into the league, they're going to follow the blueprint. and they're going to be a billionaire also. So kudos to LeBron, man. Young architect, what you think?
Man, you got to congratulate LeBron, man. Also, I wanted to shine light on, his team. Shit, you got to give credit to Rich Paul and Maverick Carter. You know what I'm saying? The people
Yeah.
that he had a good group of people around him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of people they try to bring their friends up with them in success, and it usually doesn't work out. But LeBron has a good group of guys, his friends since childhood. You know what I'm saying? And and together, you know what I'm saying? They help build the LeBron brand. And obviously we look at Michael Jordan, and he built his brand very well. You know what I'm saying? The whole Jordan brand and everything. But what I think LeBron has excelled in is building himself so big that he can, you know what I'm saying? He was able to make, 900 million in endorsements off the court. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we look at his on the court stuff, hell of a player, all that. But if you look at it too, man, an 18-year-old kid, no, didn't go to college. You know what I'm saying? All this pressure on him on the court. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they doubted him, whether that be on the court or off the court. But then you look at it now, man, you can only say that man, when he puts his mind to something, he wants to be great at it regardless. You know what I'm saying? He has that mentality of wanting to, strive for greatness, be great. And I think for anybody, not even just athletes, anybody, especially any young black man, you can look at LeBron and be like, well, if he could do it, if he's smart enough to do it, and I'm not saying everybody's going to be a billionaire if they follow that blueprint or, try to, chase after the things that LeBron did. But I mean, he is a good example of, if you keep your head on straight and you have the right people around you, anything is possible. I mean, 1.2 billion, that man is a billionaire with a B. I can only congratulate him so much, man, because, as a young black dude, that's that's an inspiration, you know what I mean? Because you don't see a lot of that talked about, you know what I'm saying, in the black community, as far as a whole lot of wealth and, you know what I'm saying, claiming who you are,
coming to get you.
you know what I'm saying? So it's a big congratulations. A big congratulations is due for LeBron, man, because that's a hard working man. He's going to be the second player to own former player to own an NBA team for sure, because that's his goal too.
That'll happen. That's gonna happen. We know that. You know what I mean? So that being said, we're gonna go into the last segment of the show. The last segment is called 3 Minutes of Fun, which is a segment to where we get 3 minutes to sound off on whatever we want to talk about personally, not some topics that we all pick jointly. So that, y'all want me to lead it off, or does anyone have something they want to go with first?
I'll lead it off.
Okay. Do your thing.
3 minutes.
I want to talk about the NBA potentially talking about shortening the season, and I'm more so specifically talking about what Richard Jefferson had to say about it. He made a hell of a point, and he did it in 4 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try.
Doing it in 3 minutes should not be a problem for you.
Exactly. So, all in all, Richard Jefferson basically went on a tear of, there is no point in shortening the season. You know what I'm saying? You look at it now, you look at it in today's NBA, players have so much power. They already take games off. They have so much accessibilities as far as health, building their body, making sure their body can last throughout the season. If you look at it right now, the NBA, like their ratings, they've gone up in the recent years, not because they're shortening the season or, you know what I'm saying, trying to add all this extra stuff, but because the quality is just better. You know what I mean? Now shortening the season, I think it's not going to stop players from taking rest days or taking time off or being away from the team, no matter what. It's just going to make your star players, instead of quote unquote trying to have your star players be more healthy and, you know what I'm saying, make them more available on the court. That's not going to do anything. And on top of that, look how much money they're making now compared to back in the day. I mean, you're making this much money and you're complaining about playing 82 games. You know what I'm saying? You're making hundreds of millions of dollars. Even rookies are getting multi-million-dollar deals. It blows my mind because at the end of the day, man, players talk about power in the player and all this. That's cool. Take power in your own hands. Play those 82 games, invest in your body. Look at players, and again, go back to LeBron. Look at players like him. He spends over like 1.1 million a year on his body just to stay in shape. You know what I'm saying? Why can't these other players who are getting paid these hundreds of millions of dollars do the same thing? Stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we don't know when injuries are going to happen, and it's unfortunate when it does, but shortening the season isn't going to change that. Because if you look at it in the pandemic year, that was a short season, but still a lot of players did not play. You know what I'm saying? And due to injury. So shortening the season isn't going to change anything. It's not going to make the players go all of a sudden start going, oh man, I could play 70 games. I could play 65 games. No. If anything, it's going to make the quality of basketball less. It's gonna, and then this isn't where I'm leaving it off at. He mentioned that it's gonna mess up so many records, whether that be historically, currently, whatever. It's gonna mess up so many records in the NBA that it's gonna be balanced. Like, how are you gonna balance that? Whether they played 60 games this season, but back in the day they played 82 and they did this. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say all that to say this: NBA, don't shorten the regular season. Just make it to where, you know what I'm saying, obviously you want to be as safe as possible. You know what I'm saying? But there's no reason to shorten the NBA season, man. It's good where it's at.
All right. I like it.
Been like that for how many years?
Raider Mike, what you got?
Well, let me what I want to talk about really is and I'm gonna tell you, is Venus and Serena Williams. The reason why I want to talk about them, get paid homage to them, because they are the ones that's making all of these minority tennis players play tennis. I wanted to make Nina play tennis just because I was inspired to see Venus and Serena, what they was doing. I was saying, damn, maybe I can have her play to my daughter play tennis. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I think because they both have longevity, there, and not just tennis, they doing other little business, ventures. They got their own little, she got her own little clothing lines. They got other stuff going that they ain't gotta keep playing tennis. But it's just, for one thing, that they have longevity. What Serena's won't be 38. Venus is probably 41, something like that, and still being able to play tennis at a high level at that age. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, they made them in a lab or something. Them girls is that's unreal. No other tennis player has ever played it that's long and been as good as both of them. Even though Serena only need one more of those Grand Slams to tie and two to beat, but since her age is catching up to her, I don't know if she'll get there, but I know she's gonna give it a damn good try to get there, because she's still gonna go down as the greatest tennis player of all time and of our generation if we've ever seen before. I don't care what you say. You can say Billie Jean King. You can look at Martina Navratilova. You could say Monica Seles. You could go on. Is what's the other one? Steffi Graf.
Only one who got an even case is Navratilova.
Navratilova, like I told you, Navratilova was dominant. Okay, that's the only one, and she could physically and athletically. Serena Williams got all of them beat, hands down, and she is the queen of the big boot, the real big boot. The real big boot. But I just think her and Venus just changed the whole game of tennis, the way it's being played, and it's inspired a whole lot of minorities and Black tennis players to play tennis. I mean, you can see it. That 15-year-old that beat Serena, but look, she's 15 years old and Serena's still hanging, playing a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh, she lost the match, but dang, I mean, she was still in the match. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And then she almost won that one Grand Slam, and she got to the final. She just lost. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, mother, father time kicks in on everybody. I love Serena. And when she started losing, I just turned the channel off, because I can't stand to watch her lose. I can't watch her lose, because it disappoints me. You know what I'm saying? And mess up my whole day. So I'm just saying that those are the two girls, I really look up to them. And if these young Black tennis players is coming out or looking up to them and being inspired by Venus and Serena Williams, that's all I got to say. That's my 3 minutes.
Okay. I like that. I know she's a definitely Osaka and Sloane Stevens look up to her. So, I look up to them, I should say, But
Both
for
of them.
for my 3 minutes, man, bear with me. I'm gonna try to get through this real quick. Everybody thinks Jackie Robinson was the first Black person to play Major League Baseball, but he was not. Actually, there was another player, Moses Fleetwood Walker. Good old Fleetwood. Back in the earth, should I say, 63 years before Jackie Robinson played for the Dodgers, Moses Fleetwood Walker played for the Toledo Blue Stockings. You know what I mean? In 1884. Wasn't as wasn't a great debut. He was 0 for 4, and he made 4 errors in the game as a catcher, which you think of like, how the hell did he do that? But, things happen. But he did that. And it was in the American Association, which is now the American League, and it was formed in 1884. He's a native of Mount Pleasant, Ohio, was a star athlete at Oberlin College and had a brief, successful career with the Blue Stockings, But the thing about him, which I think where he gets lost in the sauce, because he had an auspicious, afterlife after baseball. So after baseball, he's at a saloon, hanging out doing his thing, and 4 white dudes get at him, calling him all kinds of racial slurs and all that, and they get into a fight. And somebody hits him over the head with a rock. And, back in them days, if you didn't have a gun, you had your little shank. So he wound up shanking one of the dudes and killing him. And, the thing is, he killed the dude, and you would think like, okay, damn, he went to jail, died in jail for life or whatever. Nah, but he actually got exonerated. It's self-defense. So he gets out, doesn't do any time. Went to work for the post office, but working for the post office, trying to get a little extra money, gets caught up in mail fraud. So he winds up going to jail for a year, mail fraud, working at the post office. So the brother gets out of jail. Then he works at, actually, he jointly owned a hotel with his brother in Steubenville, Ohio. So he had that. And he also managed the opera house, and he managed the movie theater. And he became a respected businessman in his community in Ohio. And then he patented inventions which improved film reels. So, he got getting his little money on. And he also became an activist for Black nationalism. And he wrote a book. The book is called Our Home Colony, which is kind of a Black nationalist supporting some go back to Africa type of things because of the racism that we faced in America. And he wound up dying in 1924 of lobar pneumonia. But I say this to kind of get at the further you look back into history, the blacker it gets. And you'll always find some brothers mixed in there somewhere. And we know the story of Moses Fleetwood Walker. If you want to go ahead and look him up, go ahead and look him up. There's more intricate details to the story you can look up and you can find. But I guarantee you, when you look further and further, you'll find someone else too. There was a Hispanic brother who also was playing baseball around that time. But since, my focus is more on us, I looked at Moses Fleetwood, but, other people you can look up, whoever you want to look up. But, this 3 minutes of funk segment is always going to be based off of, for me, I'm going to try to bring you something that you didn't know. And then more than likely, 80% of the time for me, it's going to be baseball related. So I want everyone to look up Moses Fleetwood Walker. Look up his story. It's interesting. And, that's what I got for you. And there we get into the end of the show. And now, everybody, see if you can sign off.
Your boy Raider Mike signing off. Like, share, and subscribe. Be back at it again next Sunday, even though I'm tired and a broken down dog, but I'm still pushing.
Yes, sir. It's your boy, the Young Architect, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all share this out when y'all can. You know what I'm saying? Spread the word. Just a couple of black men, you know what I'm saying? Trying to do our thing, you know?
Yes, yes. And I am, like I said, your humble host, Big G. I want everyone to like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back again next week. We're going to get it in week after week. It's going to get more interesting and it's going to get better. You know what I mean? It's going to be like fine wine. It's going to get better with time. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And I always say,